Hello students. Now we are going to discuss a very important topic called explainable AI, and I'm going to explain through this real world case study. So now before we start, let me ask you something. If an AI system tells a doctor that a patient has high disease, right? Patient has a high disease risk. Will the doctor blindly accept it? No, right? So the doctor will definitely ask why. So that's why is exactly what explainable AI is all about. So, in this session, we are not just learning theory, we are understanding how AI behaves in real life. So, especially in the healthcare, because in the domain like healthcare we can't afford mistakes and we can't afford the blind decisions. Okay, we can't afford the mistake, we can't afford the blind decisions. So keep thinking from a practical perspective as we go through the each slide, right? Let's understand the scenario first. So we are working in the domain of healthcare analytics. That means we are using the data to help the doctor to make a better decision. So here the goal of AA system is to predict the disease risk for patients. So basically based on the patient details, the system will say whether the patient is at low risk or high risk. So now this is done using machine learning. But here is the key point. The focus is not just prediction. So the focus is interpretability because the end users are doctors. So and the doctors are not like a normal users. They need the reasoning, they need the justification. What that? They need the reasoning, they need the justification. So they are responsible for human lives. So this case study is all about making AI understandable to the doctors. Okay. Now comes the problem. The AI system is predicting a disease risk score, but the doctors are confused. So they don't understand why the prediction is high. This happened because the model is a black box model. So black box means we give a input, we get a output, but we don't know what is happening inside. So now think from a doctor's perspective. If AI says high risk, the doctor will ask based on what? Is it because of age? Is it because of sugar level? Without the explanation, the doctor can't trust the system. And in healthcare, trust is everything. Okay, in the healthcare, trust is everything. Also, the doctors must justify their decision to the patient and sometimes even legally. So, if the AI can't explain, it becomes useless, even if it is accurate, right? So now let's see the what the data model using. We have a features like age, blood sugar level, blood pressure, BMI and family history. So these are all very important medical parameters. Now all these values are given as input to the model. But here is the issue. Do all these features contribute equally? No. Maybe the blood sugar has more impact. Maybe the BMI has less. But the model is not telling us that. So that the doctor is stuck again. So they don't know which factor is actually causing the risk. And without knowing this cause, how can they treat the patient effectively? Now let's look at the model used here. Random forest. Many of you might already know this. It is an ensemble model made of multiple decision trees. So each tree gives its own prediction and the final output is taken based on voting. So because of this, random forest gives very high accuracy. So, but there is a problem. When you combine so many trees, the model becomes the very complex. You can't easily trace how the decision was made. So even though the model is powerful, it becomes a black box. So and again we face the same issue, no explanation. So because of this black box nature, many challenges arise. So doctors can't see the decision logic. They can't identify which feature influenced the prediction. They can't justify their diagnosis. And if the model make a mistake, they can't detect it easily. This creates a serious risk. So also healthcare system must follow the strict regulations. And most regulations require the transparency. So without explainability, this AA system can't even be deployed properly. So that is why solving the problem is very important. So now come the solution sharp. Okay, now come the solution SHARP. The SHARP stands for the sharply addictive explanations. So don't worry about the name. It is actually very powerful and practical tool. So what SHARP does is it tells how much each feature contribute to the prediction. So instead of just giving high risk, it will say this much risk is because of blood sugar and this much of because of BMI. Okay, so now we get a clear breakdown, right? So the best part is sharp does not know, so does not change the model. It only explain the model. So we keep the accuracy and we gain the interpretability. So that is the beauty of explainable AI. Okay, students, let's pass the technical part of this movement, okay, about the 7 slide. Let me explain. This is in a way you experience every day. Example number 1, okay, Google Map. Suppose you are using a Google Map. It tells you, take this road, it is the fastest. Now imagine it doesn't tell you why. You will start thinking, is there traffic, is there a roadblock, is this really the best route? But when the Google map shows heavy traffic ahead or accident reported, now you trust it? No. So that explanation builds the confidence. So this is exactly what explainable AI does. Okay, have you clear? Okay, I'll give you some more examples. The second example is online shopping, right? So let's say you open Amazon. It recommend a product. If it just shows recommended for you, you may ignore it. But if it says based on your recent searches, our customers like you also bought this. So now suddenly it makes a sense. That is the explainability. In another example, YouTube recommendations. So when you use YouTube, you see the videos recommended for you. So sometime it shows because you watched this video. So that a small explanation increases your trust. So without that, it feels random. Okay. Then teacher, fourth example is teacher giving the marks. Let me give a classroom example. Suppose I give you the 40 marks in exam and I don't tell you why. You will definitely ask me, ma'am, where did I lose my marks? So now if I explain, you lost marks in step 2. You lost marks in 14th question. You made me a mistake in a formula. Now you understand and accept it. That is the explainability. So same concept just applied to the AA. So the another example, doctor diagnosis. Now the connect this is to our case study. No, if a doctor tells a patient you are at a high risk, the patient will immediately ask, why doctor? So if the doctor says because your sugar level is high, BMI is high. So now the patient understand and it take it seriously. So this is exactly Why explainable AI is needed in healthcare. So all of this example show one thing. Humans don't just want answer. Humans want a reason. Humans don't just want an answer. Humans want reasons, and the explainable AI gives those reasons. So without explanation, even the correct answers feel wrong. So with the explanation, even the complex systems become trustworthy. Okay, have you got it? So now using sharp, we get a feature importance, right? So for example, in this case, blood sugar has the highest impact. BMI comes next, then the age and so on. So now this is very useful for doctors. Now because now they are know exactly where to focus. So instead of guessing, they can make a targeted decision. So this improve the treatment quality and also save the time. So explainability directly improve the healthcare outcomes. So sharp visualization. So SHOP also provide the visual explanation like a force plots. So these plots show which factors are pushing the risk higher and which are reducing it. So it is like a visual balance. So doctors can easily understand this even without a technical knowledge. So this is a very important because not all the users are AI experts. Visualization makes AI more accessible and it improves the communication between doctor and patient. So now apart from the explanation, we also improve the model. So here the decision tree pruning is used. Pruning remove the unnecessary complexity from the model. So the model becomes simpler and easier to understand. At the same time, accuracy is maintained. So we are balancing of both performance and interpretability. So which is very important in the real world AI system. So now let's see the overall benefits. So doctors start trusting the system. They can make faster and better decisions. They can't delay. Okay, they can detect the bias if it exists. The system become transparent and ethical. The patients also gain confidence and overall the healthcare quality improves. So explainable AI is not just a technical concept. It has real impact on human lives. So to conclude, we saw that AI prediction alone is not enough. We need to explanation along with it, especially in sensitive domains like healthcare. Explainable AI bridges the gap between humans and machines. As a future engineers, I told you all. So as a future engineers, always remember this. Don't just build the accurate models. Build the understandable model. Okay, don't just build the accurate model, build the understandable model. That is what make the AI is truly useful. So thank you.